So what we have here is Yamaha's brand new CP88 from the CP series, which there's two models, which is this one, the 88 note graded hammer action like a real piano, real wooden keys. And then there's a 73 note version, which is much like the 70s electric piano size, very portable in fact, because the edges are quite short as well. And that's got a more of a consistent electric piano type, semi-weighted keyboard. It's a new concept for Yamaha. It's based around the player, and so that someone can get to sounds very quickly, and the key sounds being the electric pianos and the pianos. So what we have is we've got three sections. So we've got the piano section first of all, and these are your grand pianos, the uprights, there's some CP sounds, and then there's also in the middle we have another section which is your electric pianos. So your tined electric pianos and your reed electric pianos. And then over here on the right we have what's called the subcategory. And so in here, there's many useful things that you might want to add either behind the piano or in their own right, but so there's a lot of pads and strings and organs, which are great. Again, over further, we have the master effects. So here we have your reverbs and your delays. And the great thing about these effects is you can send different amounts from the different sections. So you can add tons of reverb on the piano and nothing on the electric piano if you wanted, or you could send tons of electric piano to the delay, but nothing else. So you just got just the electric piano delaying. And then you've got the reverb, same thing. And actually the reverb is beautiful. So that's how this thing basically works, is by having your categories so at your fingertips, ready to go. So I want my electric piano, I bring it in. And there's your volume. And then on each one of these, you've also got insert effects. So for example, on the piano here, if I want to add a compressor and kind of get a more poppy, dirtier sound. Here's my beautiful CFX grand piano. But if I wanted to make that more poppy, I could quite easily turn that on, bring up the depth and sort of sound. Or for example, if I'm going to use the CP type of sound, I can add drive and I can have those sort of type sounds rather than, both are good, but have the different uses. Quite dirty sort of effect on it. And the similar thing with the electric pianos. So for example here I can have tremolo, which a lot of the reeded instruments actually had that built in. And I can actually change that on the fly as well. So what's great, it's got ring modulator, auto panning, but there's some touch wire as well, which is really fun. But I can put that on the foot as well, so I can have a pedal wire and I can get the and I can turn the driver up and get some really and that's turning up the drive as well, so you've got the amp effect, which so many of the great electric pianos sounded so much better being put through certain amps. So we have that straight at your fingertips. You can add choruses as well. So if we've got the DX sounds, they always work well with quite a lot of chorus to get. Those sort of 80s sounds. It's such a nice instrument to have around because you can just sit down at it and just create. And you don't have to just choose a sound, you can actually dial up whatever you want. You can do it on the fly, it's very organic, it's very natural. And I mean, the analog delay is wicked, so I can have like just the piano say. And then just to have the delay on the electric piano. I should just go for some of the sounds. So obviously each of these categories you've got lots of other sounds inside it. So for example we've got the grand piano, but I've been playing pretty much just the CFX, which is the first one there, which is Yamaha's big 9-foot top of the range. And then from there you can actually switch through, and so there's another one here which is the Bösendorfer Imperial, which is another over 9-footer. And then if we spin through, we got the S700, which was a big sound in the S90 ES. Moving on, we can go to the uprights. And they've got two Yamaha uprights sampled in here. You've got the U1 and you've got the SU7. SU7 is their top of the range, but the U1 is one of the most highest selling pianos in the world, I believe. And with the upright, I do love a good upright. You get just a bit more. Either feels like you could be in a pub. And the SU7 is. And then we have the CPs, which, as I mentioned, was the CP80. And there's a few CPs in there as well, so. As you move on as well, here we've got the tined instruments, and there's quite a few of these. So we've got loads of drive on that. And then you've got the reeded instruments, which are a bit more cutting, a bit brighter, super tramp. And then the clav sounds as well, which is the Stevie Wonder, very much. There's very funky if you're a good funky player. With these you can blend them, so we can have, that's the CP and the DX. And then we can bring in pianos and Wurlitzers. For a piano player, it's pretty much everything you ever want under your fingers, and you can just get to it really quickly as well. But then being Yamaha, there's so many other things that inside that we wouldn't get to talk about, like there's a sound card inside, so you could put your laptop on the side, one USB in, and you've got a DAW recording system, MIDI, audio, and it all actually feeds back through your master volume, which is incredible. So you don't have to have a mixer with you. And then the split points anywhere on the keyboard. You're not limited to certain LEDs to tell you where you can split. Although we have our 3 sections, you can also get a little bit deeper in the programming. And if you wanted to have piano 3 times, you could do that as well. So you can have those Coldplay type. So now I can bring in another piano as well. It's just very playable and very easy to create, and then hundreds of saving points as well. So you can just flip straight in. Type sound or a octave clavs here. So this is the CP88 and the CP73. Definitely come and play these things because they're completely different when you actually get your own hands on them. I'm not sure if I'm doing it completely justice. You've got to come and play it for yourself. So come down now and check them out.